We're live now.
Okay.
I can't see where to share.
Oh, I'll be live. Oh, peace and love, family. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We're having a few computer issues these days. It's like Spirit is telling us to get off the computers and get out into nature. But we just wanted to take this opportunity while we had time to catch up, just to share with you public that support us and so much. And so today we thought, where are you going from? Today we thought we would talk about balance, the balance of duality versus dualism, the balance of yin and yang, the balance of intimate relationships, the balance of the light of consciousness versus, or not versus, but in resonance with the absolute truth or triple blackness, as some might refer to it as. Hello, hi everybody, hi, peace and love and light, everyone. Bruv.
Hi, hi everyone.
The people there. We're multitasking.
My personal page.
Yeah, we're multitasking right now.
Following on this.
Okay, well that's lovely.
Yeah, I shared to my own page.
Have you shared it to mine yet, my brother?
Right.
Sorry, just bear with us while we're sorting out all our little stuff that we have to do. Hi, yeah. Amita, hi. Mariam, peace and light. Peace and light, everybody. You done it?
Oh. Something went wrong. Okay, well. Anyways, it's on my page, and we'll share it on your page later. Or if you have your phone, you can share it on your page too. So we want to talk about duality. And hi, Mariam. Hi, Anita. We want to talk about balance. The power of balancing everything. In nature and in life, there's always a seeming duality, that seems to separate us from reality, and this duality, causes a lot of tension. Causes conflict, yeah. So they're like conflicting demands, on us to, and that's what causes most of the pain and the suffering, when we go into one side of reality, and we tend to ignore the other side. Yeah. So when you get absolutes on either end of the spectrum, there's always conflict
and suffering.
So we believe, that inner peace, and joy and happiness comes in the balance, in the middle, at the center. At the center is where you're able to, that's where the positive and the negative
fuse themselves together.
That's where they join, to give you a holistic kind of life. So that's basically what we're trying to discuss here.
And it's something that we discuss all the time.
Yeah, that was the first thing we discussed.
Yeah, that's the first thing we discussed.
That was the first thing we discussed. So, I'll just give a practical example. Some people think that being humble, means that we shouldn't have any pride. It's an absence of pride, but it's not. And courage is not an absence of fear. Too. Everything works together. Fear and courage, love and hate.
Duality and absolute.
Yeah, so everything works together for the good. And for every system, the world is a system, and inside the world there are subsystems.
Yeah.
And inside each subsystem, there's a duality.
Right.
Inside there.
That's the order of things. That's the nature of things.
That's the nature of things, like man and woman.
Yes. Trees and earth.
Yeah, trees and earth.
Sky and soil.
Spirit and body. Yin and yang. Yeah, good and bad.
Yeah.
Day and night.
Truth and life.
Yeah.
And
so everything has
one can't exist without the other.
No.
Because you learn from each one, don't you? From each duality or opposition, you learn from each one. If there wasn't a good, there wouldn't be a bad. If there wasn't a bad, there wouldn't be a good. If there wasn't a truth, we wouldn't know a lie.
You wouldn't know what a lie is.
No, exactly. Yeah. So they both work together, and without each other, what happens without each other?
Yeah, and without the suffering, of course, we wouldn't know
what the joy is.
Yeah, what the joy is. We don't know what the joy is. We won't have the wisdom without the pain. And that's what we want to discuss here. Growing up, I think like most people, what most people go through, we tend to choose one side, that we believe is good and is going to be of benefit to us, and we tend to leave out the other side.
Yeah.
So most people try to avoid pain.
Yeah.
To try and do things that are pleasurable. But the problem with that, I think, is that when you choose one side, of the equation, it brings short-term gains, but on the long term, is destructive.
And pain and suffering.
Yeah, and it's not sustainable. So the only place that's sustainable, is in the middle.
And when you're able to
fuse the two of them together.
Which is in the present.
Yeah. Being in the present is just the same thing. It's like we're bringing the past and the future
to the now
together.
Yeah.
To the now. Yes, because the now is our past. What we're doing now is both the past and the future. Yeah. Because we're doing something that's like in the future, and it's still going to be past.
That's right.
Every second. So that's where the present moment is in the balance. It's at the center. It's at the zero level. So the problem really is trying to maintain that balance, trying to keep that balance, trying to be in that balanced position
all the time.
Most of the time.
As much as we can.
As much as we can. It's not possible to be there all the time. You're always going to stray into one side of the
But that's the beauty of
humanity. But being aware, I think it's just the key, first of all.
Yeah. Being aware of where you're at in any chosen or given situation, and bringing it to the surface of the light of consciousness. And that's another thing, talking about that whole duality thing, the beauty of the suffering that comes with being in that place of in between or right in the center. When you embrace the negative and the positive and bring it to the middle, there is much beauty and growth in that experience that you're in, whether it be negative or positive.
I think the negative experience actually brings out the more positive in us, because
more authenticity.
Yeah. And hidden inside the negative is the lesson of the positive.
That's right.
Yeah, so it all fused together. There's really no separation.
Yeah.
Every experience you go through is meant to teach us something. Yeah, so when we're aware of that, we're able to dig deep, and get insights, from the suffering that we're going through, and we're able to rise up out of it and apply the lessons.
That's right.
Yeah, but the suffering never really goes away.
No, it doesn't. But it does get easier to
being aware of it.
Yeah.
That's the key.
And the reason why I wanted to ask you that is because a lot of people, especially on Facebook, they read our posts about suffering and how deeply we go into our suffering, and the reasons why we go deeply into suffering and embrace suffering is because we are aware of the lessons that are coming out of embracing a suffering experience, because we know it's only in that moment. So once we embrace it, we can transcend pain into growth.
Yeah, that's why we love our suffering.
That's why we love our suffering, family.
I love my suffering, for now.
Love my suffering.
I didn't love it before because I didn't know what it was.
No.
It was really painful before, but now I understand it, and I love it. I embrace it. Whenever there's any kind of pressure on me, or I'm in a conflict or something, I understand that, that there's a lesson to be learned from there. So I embrace it, and I try to extract as much gain from it,
as
I can. Yeah, because you can write about it, you can talk about it.
Express it in different ways.
Yeah, you can heal yourself, with it. It's an opportunity really for you to know how much you've grown because the thing with life is that it keeps bringing up the same kind of experiences
and
for us.
situations
Yeah,
until you
the
learn the
same
lesson,
situations. Yeah,
until you
we keep
transcend
attracting
it.
the same kind of people. We keep
Cycles.
attracting, yeah, the same cycle. The same problems keep reoccurring until the lesson is learned. And
then when the lesson's learned, we move on to another one.
yeah,
We keep
definitely,
growing.
there's really no end to it. It's like a cycle.
But the key is, people, is once you're aware of what the lesson has come to teach you, then the suffering experience is not so painful. Is that right, brother?
Yeah, it's much less painful.
It's still painful, right? But
Yeah,
it's
of
much
course.
less painful. And when you have a very good support system around you to help you to work through your suffering experience, no matter what the suffering experience is, and we've been through together and, well, individually, a lot of separate suffering experiences that we discuss all the time, a lot. And I can honestly say that my support system is the most important thing to remind me of why the suffering experiences occurred and for my individual growth and soul evolution.
Yeah, well, it's not just us. I think everybody goes through it. It's part of our life cycle. When we are born, it's part of the life cycle. We come in to the world, innocent,
Yeah.
pure, devoid of any impurities.
Indoctrination.
Yeah, so we are all born in different places, to different parents, in different neighborhoods, different communities. Yeah. So everybody is programmed, by whoever brought you up, your parents or whoever it is, your society, your school, everywhere you went to. But if you're able to make it to adulthood, you have the opportunity, to define who you are for yourself. Yeah, you don't have to be whatever the world or the system has made us to be. Yeah, and even to add more scientific backing to the duality, in every cell of our body, the driving force of our lives really, on a material level is the DNA. And the DNA is double-stranded.
Yeah.
So it's actually two strands of DNA with opposite sides of each gene. That's what we call alleles. One is dominant and one is recessive.
Yeah.
And it takes two always. So everything is a duality, but the dual sides just need to be fused together.
And balanced.
That's how it is in nature, yeah, and it's balanced like that in every cell of your body.
And talking about that, those cells that bind around each other are connected to the brain, the right side of the brain and the left side of the brain. And the right side of the brain is governed by creativity and the left side of the brain is governed by logic, which is masculine and feminine. And so when those two sides of the brain with the cells and the DNA strands are merged and fused together, the balance is just such a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, there's the left side of the brain
and the right side of the brain.
So
duality again.
Yeah. Duality. Oh, my cousin's back.
Oh, okay. You just had to go off and open the door, family. Anyway, lovely to see you all, and this is the first video that I've made with my brother, Uchenna. He's a beautiful, beautiful brother, very soulful, very philosophical. What else can I say about him that is just so lovely? Anyway, I'm very grateful for him in my life. And this is the first live video that we've made together, but we've been friends for a very long time now, and we've worked together for a very long time now as well. And we will be doing some business in the future together as well. I'm really here as a representation of the divine feminine side to his divine masculine side. And so we thought it'd be nice to do this video together, just so that we can address everybody, because a lot of people like our posts on Facebook. And so we thought it'd just be a nice thing to do. So it's lovely to meet you all. And I hope that we can do more of these videos at some point. But he does actually live in another country. He lives in Scotland. And he's visiting. And I'm so grateful that I've still been talking. Yeah. I'm so grateful because we only get to meet up for like probably once or twice a year, but when we do, we have such profound conversations and sharings, and I think and talking about the balance again, you know, he is a divine masculine energy in my life, and I'm a divine feminine energy in his life, and so we bring that balance of feminine and masculine energy to each other's lives when need be, when the situation calls for it. And so yeah, it's just really nice to just sit and chill, have a coffee while he's over. And it's just beautiful to just be here. It's just a beautiful day. It's a lovely day for it. Hello, peace and love. Hi. 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 We're doing a video at the moment. He's back now. He just had to go and let I was just explaining about masculine and feminine energy.
Okay.
And how we work together in our divine masculine and feminine energies. And he brings a lot of logic into my life, as well as spirituality. And I would hope I do the same. From a feminine perspective. Yeah, from a feminine perspective. And so, yeah, we're really happy when we can get together and discuss these issues and share it with you all as well.
Yeah, I think, yeah, even within the male and the female, you know, there's really not much separation, yeah, because everyone that's born, you know, is born from a male and a female union.
You can
yeah, so our DNA is actually
one.
Male and female.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
So we are actually one. Just that one is expressed, you know, more than the other. So that's why we
Are we going to get into chromosomes? Are we going to?
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, really. So yeah, that's what we turn out. We turn out like that.
You did a post about that the other day.
I think I did something
when we were talking about mothers and women and things like that.
Yeah.
That woman on this planet is the life force of all creation.
Yeah.
Do you remember saying that?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
So although they work together, as they do, don't they? On this planet Earth, the dominant life force happens to be female.
Dominant?
Not dominant, but...
No, I think it's just balance.
The balance, but yeah, the life bearer.
Yeah. The life bearer is a woman, but...
I've turned into a feminist now.
Yeah, but I still feel, you know, everyone has their own role to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we couldn't do it without the men.
Yeah, there's no way the woman can actually give birth without the.
But some people would argue that and say at the beginning of creation there was only women on the planet and they were asexual beings. Asexual. But that's a creation story.
Yeah, but it's just a concept, right?
It's just a concept. Yeah. Well, like everything.
All we know is what we see now.
Happening now.
Yeah. Whatever we think was there in the
before.
Beginning. Yeah, because there was no beginning, so nobody knows what the beginning is. Everything about the beginning is a hypothesis.
And concept.
Yeah, and just a pure concept.
Or mythology.
Or mythology, you know.
Or the Big Bang.
Yeah.
Or science.
Or what we know for now is that it takes a man and a woman to procreate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the man has a role to play and the woman has a role to play to life, and both have to be balanced. That's just basically how it is.
Let me ask you
None is superior to the other.
Let me ask you a question.
Because without one, you know, you can't have the other.
Yeah. Let me just ask you a question. I want to ask you this question about relative reality and absolute reality. Okay? So, what is your concept, because it would be a concept or belief system, about the absolute truth and relative reality? What are the differences? If there are differences, how would you describe them?
I don't know. I think I'll leave you to give me some pointers, because those words are really, there are concepts. So I just like to know your understand your what's.
Okay. If I broke it down, it would be the absolute truth is the oneness of all, where there is no duality. Everything is one.
Okay.
That would be the absolute, where everything is one. There's no individuality. There is no separateness. Everything is a whole and everything is one. Where the relative reality would be the separation. Maybe I could break it down as far as to say the light from the dark, or when the dark and the light separated and form took place, basically. So what's your understanding or concept of the oneness of everything and individual forms? Is that separate or is that still one?
Okay. I'll go in between the two of them. Yeah.
Which would be balanced.
Yeah, which will balance again. Yeah, we can't deny that there are individual forms and there's separatedness a bit because there's form. I'm not in you right now.
That didn't sound very good, did it? Sorry, family. We like to have a joke as well.
Yeah, so we are separate, but we are interconnected. We are individualistic, but but we are all one.
So would you
So
say then?
that's what I call the dualistic uh, living that we have to deal with. Those are the conflicts that we deal with on every single level.
So would you agree, or would you say that the essence of an individual is one, but the form, the physical form of a being is individual, is separate, is dual?
Yeah, definitely. The form that we take is separate. That's what separates me from you.
Is that the I,
Um,
the
yeah,
individual self?
the individual self. Yeah, that's who you are. And we're still interconnected. Everybody
So that's
is
the essence,
interconnected. Yeah,
the self.
in a way. Yeah, because we're all part of the universe. We're all inside a system.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're all connected, even with the trees, the plants, the animals, everybody, every living,
It's
everything.
interconnected
Yeah,
on the planet.
even living and not living. They're all interconnected. Yeah, in one way or the other. If you break us down into
Molecule.
molecules and microscopic levels, you see that we're all made up of particles that actually form the universe.
Of course.
Yeah, and everything we take in, is from outside. So our body is made up of
Cells.
yeah, it's food and
Food, water.
and food we get from plants and yeah, the sunlight,
So everything's
the
feeding each
rain,
other.
everything just feeds each other. The oxygen we take in comes from the plants,
The reason
and
why
we
I
give
ask you
out
that
carbon dioxide
because
again.
we're talking about balance, and a thing or a theme that's coming up a lot in the conscious community is this whole absolute truth, which is nothingness or everybody's one, and then duality or relative truth, where there's no need for individual form anymore, really, So for me, I would say that the individual form is very important because that's how consciousness expresses itself through a physical being on this planet. But the essence of us is one. The essence of all of us is interconnected. But we're not living on this planet as an essence, are we?
No.
We're actually living in a physical form. So duality and balance is very important.
Very key. It's okay. I think that's the real problem that everybody
It's
faces.
dealing with, yeah.
Everyone is dealing with trying to find a balance in their lives between work and
Why does she
leisure.
keep butting in? Why does she keep butting in when he let her make her statement without interrupting? Sorry, darling.
Oh, so sorry. Okay, we're trying to find a balance between work and play. We're trying to find a balance between academic and intuition. We're trying to find a balance between our inner desires and what the world expects of us, which I think is even that's the one that really disrupts our how do I put it, our pattern of living. We have inside of us, we have a desire.
Yeah.
We have what we believe that we should do, who we really are. Then on the outside is the expectations
Right.
of family, of society, of regulations, of religion, of so many things. Yeah, so we have different rules to play on the outside. So now balancing it, so that's why it's a bit questionable, when we say that you have to be your authentic self. Who is your authentic self? Is your authentic self trying to conform with the limits that are in place, as a society, or um, So being able to express yourself fully and to merge it with the expectations of the society that we live in is the real balance, that we're looking for. And when you go over, like if you step over that balance, there's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even with that realization, comes responsibility.
Right.
Yeah, so there's a role for responsibility in society. Even with businesses, it's the same thing. We look for profits, but even while you're looking for the profits, there's a role for responsibility.
Yeah.
Again, and that responsibility tends to compress the profit, like it reduces the profit because you need to be responsible to the society.
And accountable.
And you need to be accountable.
Yeah,
because if not, they could just charge, they could just do anything that they want. So everybody's struggling with that balance. Businesses, people, animals, everybody struggling with the balance. And it's amazing. It's the paradox of life, and we just have to live with it.
It's so true, and it's really significant that you should say that, because that's another thing that people struggle with a lot: accountability, or accepting what is happening right now and how to correct it, having a formula to correct things that maybe have gone wrong and bring it back to a balanced place.
Yeah, I think it's the model I'm trying to look at now is more like it's going to be like a cyclical nature, doing things. We go through one thing, and I think nature has even made it like that. We go through pain, the pain ends. We have some moments of joy and happiness. It ends, and it's just cyclical like that. And I think that's how we should be able to deal with things in our lives. Pressure comes, it goes. Like what pressure I was under, and it's gone now. I'm free now, and I know it might still come later in a different form. Yeah. So we just need to accept, like we're discussing today. Acceptance is the beginning of all healing. Once you accept what is there at that point in time, then your eyes will be more open to seeing the choices you have.
And there's more clarity.
And there's more clarity. You have to make decisions. It's in the decision making now, that we need to do the real balancing in the decision making. Yeah, what we decide to do from time to time. When you wake up in the morning, what do you want to do? What do you have to do? What goals do you have to meet? Achieve, and how do you go about doing it? So your strategies now, we need to bring how do I put it? Yeah, we need to fuse the different tensions in your life together. It's amazing. I don't even know what I'm talking about again. But I think it's the fusion, of those different tensions, because we have two major tensions in life. There's the environmental tension, that's the one coming from the society and everything. Then there's the internal one that we need to fulfill. So we need to merge the two of them together. Yeah, together as well. That's where creativity spurs.
And again, that brings us back to the left and right brain. Because if you're not aware of the functions of the left hemisphere, the right hemisphere, then you wouldn't know how to balance those things. So it's really important that for us that work in the world, in the business world, especially, have a balance of nature.
Yeah.
So if you're constantly on computers and laptops all the time, or you're working in an office 9 to 5 every single day, doing overtime, in your spare time, it's really important that you get out into nature, that you do something creative, whether it be the gym or painting or writing even, because that activates the right side of the brain. That's bringing the two together again. That's merging that balance.
And I think the real fusion would be like making your work your play. That's why we're trying to create spiritual businesses based on our passion. And that's what most people try to teach about now. Let your work be your passion. Then you won't be separate again. Even though you're working, but you're enjoying.
It wouldn't feel like that.
You're really enjoying what you're doing. And even if you're working for someone or you have to work for someone, because everyone is not going to be an entrepreneur.
No.
Yeah. So if you have to work for somewhere or someone, let it be something
That you love to do.
love doing. Yeah.
But that's not
That's
easy.
the key.
That's not easy for everybody to do, though, is it, brother?
Mm.
Because people have to, you know, I think in this society today, people are under immense pressure just to provide for their families and things like that.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are not in jobs where they actually enjoy it, but they're doing it
Yeah, but
just to
there's
make
still
ends
nothing
meet.
wrong with that too. There's nothing permanent.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be doing what is available now
At
the time while you plan for
the future.
for the future or what you want to do with your life.
But
I mean, you're not a tree, so you cannot.
you can't be planted.
Yeah, you can move.
That's optimism.
Where you are.
Yeah, and that's planning as well.
You believe too.
Yeah.
Because you can move. You don't have to be in any place at any time. Yeah. It's a choice. It's a decision. You know that you need to make.
And that takes courage.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes bravery as well to say, like, okay, this is for now. I have dreams. I have dreams for the future, and I'm gonna work towards those dreams, doing something that I love to do.
Yeah. Yeah, but we don't live in the future.
No, we have to come back to the present.
We always have to be in the present, the present moment at all times, at least as much as possible. Because when we project too much, that's why we have anxiety, panic attacks, high blood pressure, future stress. And when we dwell too much on our mistakes or the past, it's full of grief and depression and suffering. Yeah. So we need to fuse the two. That's where the wisdom comes in. That's where the creativity spurs out from. And I think we've done.
Yeah, I think
we've done
we
a lot
can wrap
about
it
balance
up.
today.
We talked a lot about
I think
balance
we balanced everything today, right?
Well, thank you, darlings. I know I butted in quite a lot. Someone pointed it out, actually. Marsha K.
Oh, Marsha K. Okay, thanks.
Sorry, Marsha, I couldn't help it. It's just a natural thing for me to do. But thanks, everybody, for tuning in to our video blog.
I hope to be doing this
again someday when we meet up next,
someday,
which we don't know when that's going to be.
Whenever the universe
allows it.
brings us together again.
Yeah.
We meet up again. All right.
Peace and love and light, balance. Namaste.
Namaste. Finish.